Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Toonkind at 12 frames per second. I am Authenticity. Today I will be playing, surprise, the Ticked Off Chicken. I am joined by two delightful friends.
Hello, my name is Chloe, and today I'll be playing Cassie, Bromir, half Toon.
So, oh, sorry. Alter, you talking? Oh, right,
I'm
yes.
listening.
Hang
No,
on. That's a good idea. We are so incredibly organized. Everything is fine.
I
Hello,
got the
my
thing.
name
You
is
go.
Dew. Okay. Hello, my name is Dew, Deepa Kieran. I'm playing Eenie Miney and Mo. They're three-headed morons. They're very, very big of heart, very small of brain. And gosh, this is gonna be a good disaster. The best kind of disaster. But no one knows this yet.
No one,
Also,
yeah.
we definitely didn't forget to let people know we were actually doing this. Absolutely not. We are
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
professional.
The ping has been sent. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's
Everything
fine.
is fine.
Anyways, um, I think that the way this debacle starts is you both get letters. Cass, you get one first. It says, "Hello, how are you? I would like to introduce you to another family member. They are a little bit much, but they are, as far as friends go, you could not ask for better. Are you interested?"
I think Cass immediately, as soon as she gets this, first off, excited because mail, let someone wants to send her stuff. Ah, um, and that's goes with everything that TOC sent her. I don't know if there's been more, but um,
There's been more.
yeah, it's a pleasure. Every time she gets excited. Um and yeah, she immediately, as soon as she gets it, she's like, okay, stop everything else. I have to go meet another member of my family, which I guess I'm a part of now. This is like crazy. And so yeah, she's there immediately, drops everything.
Wonderful. So
Nice.
this is
Well, hold on,
probably. Oh,
because
sorry. Sorry, Alter.
you also get a letter, Eenie, Miney, and Mo. You get 3 letters. It's the same letter printed 3 times.
Oh,
Huh. Interesting. Eh, You know what? I'm gonna roll, I'm gonna roll something really stupid. I'm
that's
gonna roll
always a good
something really
sign.
stupid.
I'm gonna roll something really
Um,
stupid.
No, but this it's dumb but fun. Yes. Oh, that's fucking
Oh my
excellent.
gosh.
I rolled a sleight of
Oh
hand to see
no.
if they'd all hide their letters from each other. They absolutely have. Yes, it is the wrong chat. I've realised that now. Thank you
Ow!
very much, Chloe.
You're good.
I'm taking it. I'm taking it. It's fine. Basically, Eenie, Money, and Mo have just kind of seen all these letters come through, looked at them. They each have their different names. They side eye each other, all turn in different directions. One of them kind of ducks their head underneath a pillow, and you hear a and light come from underneath it. Don't worry about how that works. Another one of them is just stretching their neck so that they're above like a ceiling fan, which they continuously duck their head out and under as they read this letter. And the other one, the only one that doesn't do this is Eni, who's just standing there and looking at the letter and giving it a good read.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
I love them so much.
It's the one thing that's different is each of them, it says Dear Eenie, Dear Miney, and Dear Mo. Uh, but after that, it's all the same. TOC has a new family member who is new to Einquell. She's very kind, very sweet, um, and needs people, needs good people. Um, and she is similar enough to them that they thought of them. Would they be interested in meeting her?
Well, once they've read these letters, you're just going to see the slow descent of Miney's head come down from the ceiling, and you're going to hear a and you're gonna see just Mo's head slowly come out from beneath the cushion. All of them have their letters held in their beaks, and then they reach up with their foot, grab all three of them, look at the same time, look at each other, and then just solemn nod. So we're absolutely gonna train them and tell them how to capture chickens. Yes, absolutely. Oh no, hands down, we're absolutely gonna teach them how to trap a chicken. And they just shove them
There's a
into
postscript.
what?
There's a postscript.
Oh, okay.
Abso-fucking-lutely no Tupperware.
They nod to each other slowly and put the letters into each rough, and they're like, "We always said no Tupperware, lads, but I mean, we don't need a Tupperware to catch a chicken. Oh no, we can be far more creative than that." And they give each other big smiles, turn around, and come out the window, on their way to you know what? Was there an address? Because they're not gonna write a reply, they're just gonna go.
No, I mean, they know where they live.
I'm just gonna roll
Hopefully.
something quickly because this isn't urban. I'm just gonna see how long this takes them. Alright, it's decent. They do remember where you live. They might have to stop on occasions to stop like a mugging, but then it turns out the person who was doing the mugging was actually the 8-year-old, and that's really awkward because gosh, you have to try to solve an 8-year-old, but then it looks like you're assaulting the 8-year-old, and then the cops get called in, and it's just a real messy situation, and the only adult there is crying because the 8-year-old's just mugged him for all of his ice cream, and jeez, man, Inkwell, please. I rolled the wrong chat again, god damn it. Anyway, they do eventually get to Juniper's place, where TOC is sharing. You know, they're roommates. They are roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates. Jake's.
Ah, they're roommates.
So, do we want to basically roll initiative to see who gets there first?
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a great way to do this.
Oh, that's your initiative. I forgot that's what your initiative was. Cool. Thanks, lads. Appreciate it. Well,
you still get there first.
They good runny. So it's just you know, are they going to enter through the door, or are they going to take the way they usually take? Yeah, no, they're going to take the way they usually take. They're going to go through the rooftop. Okay. So that was acrobatics, not perception. It's a 16 on perception.
16 for perception. And yeah, so you've done this before, and you do it with fucking style. And I'll say it's easy to spot TFC. They're actually in the little like closet-sized greenhouses that there are up there, and they seem to be nosing at those 6-packs you put seedlings in. They seem to have just like 6-packs that you put like soil and seeds in, and then you get seedlings.
Yeah, I know what one you're talking about.
Yeah. So they seem to be finishing up dealing with a great many of those. And do you do this with any sort of stealth?
24 for stealth. I'm also going to roll something for the hand space.
Okay, and I'll just roll 19. They are taken up with very carefully adjusting all of these packets to be in the sunlight. They're taking very good care of them.
Oh my gosh. They're gonna notice that this chicken seems to be trying to put them in the sunlight, so they're gonna take No, or where the sun is shining and where the shadows are being cast, and they're not going to approach from a side where the shadow could be cast over the chicken. They're going to approach directly behind, so that no shadow is going to give away their position. And at 10, they brought out they brought out a net, like just a rope, hempen rope net. And they're just slowly creeping forward, stalking up onto the chicken.
Chloe, would Cass like to make a perception check?
Yeah.
Look, you said no Tupperware.
14.
All right, so Cass, you are making your way up to a familiar rooftop. You've been up here very recently. And as you open the door, this is the tableau that you see. TFC inside their greenhouse, sort of poking at, various seed starters. And a big predatory 3-headed bird that seems to be stalking slowly closer.
Damn it.
Oh, God.
What?
Oh no. Oh. Mm. You know what? I'm gonna.
Please. Whatever you do, Chloe, do it. Do it, please.
I guess this would be acrobatics.
What are you trying to do, Chloe?
Cass is gonna. That's a 13. Oh no. Cass is immediately gonna try to dive toward TOC with a shout of "Watch out!" And
I will say they're hold on, because they're inside the greenhouse. They're
she's gonna try to
closet side.
She's bolting. She's bolting to try to get to.
What?
You know the whole okay. She's gonna try to do the whole dive, hug onto, and roll situation. You know? Like a tackle type thing.
Oh gosh.
I'm sorry, but do you know the game Get Down, Mr. President?
No, I'm sorry.
It's
That rings a bell.
when you have a group of people, everyone, one person touches the ear, and then when people notice, they also touch their ear, and then the last person to notice gets tackled because everyone else is CIA.
Oh yes, I do have played this before.
I have never played this, but it
God,
sounds like an amazing game.
I can't believe you're Get Down, Mr. President, eating my chicken.
Yeah, she is. She is. Instinctual, oh no, my dad's in danger. Get down. Get down, Mr. Chicken.
Your red is in danger.
But I don't think it works. Because she got a 13.
I mean, I'll say this. You successfully scoop up the chicken. You probably don't go as quickly as you want to. I'm going to roll. Well, they did get a 19. So I don't know if it would be a sneak attack. I don't think that and you weren't trying to be stealthy. You know what? I'm going to just say this happens because yeah.
It's for the lulz. It's funny. Works.
Yeah. You basically flop on the roof on your stomach holding a chicken in front of the bird.
Yeah.
And you see a startled little noise, and the tray they were holding goes flying.
Oh no!
Okay. Quick question. That tray, where does it go flying? Does it perhaps go flying towards a large three-headed creature approaching?
Oh no!
Yeah, unfolded.
I mean, in terms of physics, I don't know how that would work, but in terms of funny, I think yes, absolutely. So I'm going to roll for it.
Let's roll a deck save.
Mm-hmm.
Roll a deck save, lads. Let's
Yo.
run and Dixie, let's run. That's awful.
Oh no.
Oh, I know what happens. What happens is the tray flies out of your grip and heads straight towards them. They had just gone forward to lunge and basically cover both of you, but then the tray just kind of smacks into the net, which kind of boom, and then with a bong, all four corners just fall back towards Eenie Miney and Mo, and you just hear a "I'll pick," "Oh no, oh, pick," and they just poof, they get wrapped up in their own net.
Oh no.
The floor of their damn net. Congratulations, you've
God.
caught a three-headed bird. We're all on the floor now.
Everyone is on the floor.
A single flightful bird here.
Technically, you have caught 4 birds.
Great. Fantastic.
What would Cass like to do?
Cass is gonna like immediately, as soon as she knows that the danger is, quote unquote danger, I should say, is, you know, safe, contained, out of the way, is gonna like let go of TOC and kind of situate herself back on her knees and like, I'm so sorry. I didn't. That's British. What the heck is that? Hold on. What's a Scottish accent?
It's a Scottish accent.
All right.
Scottish is
Oh,
a little
I
bit
just
like
need to
this.
get into it again. There we go. Okay.
I need me to speak a little bit of Scottish at you. Would that help you?
That'd help me a bit. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that would
Alright,
help me.
so-
All right, Cass is back. Yeah,
Hey,
just
don't fucking hate me. Don't you fucking hate me, alright? Look, I don't know about you, but I'm just trying to sit here and enjoy my apple pie, and you're coming in and you're telling me, oh, yes, I'm truly a Scottish lass, and you're like, no, you're one of them southerners, aren't you? Get out of here. You actually go out into the cold mountain weather sides, and you tell me you're a true Scottish lad.
dying.
Anyway, I hope that helps, Chloe.
Yeah, it did help a bit. Thank you. She
There you go.
she just like sits up on her knees and like is like making sure TOC's okay. It's like, are you all right? I'm so sorry. I don't. There's something trying to attack you.
They like
Meanwhile,
they have
oh, go
their
ahead.
they like I'm kind of imagining they're doing the classic like potato hold with the TOC.
Yes.
Like their little legs are just wiggling.
Yes.
They sign, no, it's fine, they do that. It like hello.
She's confused. Like, what do you mean they do? Just gives you this like head tilt of like absolute confusion.
Meanwhile, I would like you to know in the background you are just hearing
They
a
do
"Oh,
a
for
shrug.
pig's sake, oh, Eenie, you let go of your bit too early, mate." No, I didn't. I wasn't the one who was holding it awkwardly. I think I got the wrong corner, actually, lads. And oh, would you just? How are we getting it? For pig's sake, we made this thing way too strong. I mean, it's just really, it's I think it's more of a what's the word? A boon or a word of great, what's the word? You mean a great buffoonery? No, a great, I can't think of the word. It's good weave. Thank the creator of the weave. And you're just gonna hear these 3 voices kind of scratching against the floor, this rooftop. Should I do athletics to get out of this? What should I do? Because I feel like it'd be that or some sort of dex save again.
TUC will hop over and hang on.
If you're gonna try and hop over, they're gonna come try and scooch away. They're like, nah, we don't need your help. Yeah, we can get out of this just fine. Thank you very much. This is our net. We know how to get out of it. And they just continue to squirm. I need to roll to see if they're gonna
They
get
pull
themselves even more tangled up. Just a second.
They pull
I wanna
out their
see if
notebook
they-
and they go, "Hello, boys."
Cass is
Oh.
still on her knees, like glancing between the both of them as this whole thing goes down, just like trying to piece the dots together.
Can I? Can I say with the 13, they don't get out of the net, but they do manage to boop, 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 poke their 3 heads between some of the holes in the net and then stand up. And now they've just got a net. They've just got a net draping down the front of their body and across their back. Very
Very
fashionable.
stylish.
So styling.
Vogue.
In fact, actually, Eenie looks down. He's like, you know, I'm actually kind of digging this. No, Eenie, we are not wearing this. Look at it. It's gonna cover our feet if we try to run, mate. Which is why we trim it so it just goes tucks and under. Oh no, Eenie, mate, we can't spend more money on like making more stuff like this. I mean, we're not even gonna wear it. Also, it looks a bit weird. What do you mean a bit weird? It's just a bunch of rope. I don't see anything weird about it. And they're just Enie's just marveling at the wonderful creation.
Eenie, Miney, no. Would you like to meet Cass?
All 3 heads kind of snap away from each other and look at the chicken, and then they turn towards the stranger. So their heads to the side and just like, oh right, yeah, you're the family friend person, right? Yeah, the one that's needs more friends and stuff, and oh right, yes, no, you're the potential new recruit, of course, and gosh, so, I've got to roll this now at disadvantage because they do have a net covering them. I don't know if you know about Chloe, but they do a certain thing when they introduce themselves to new people. There's a 10. Well, yeah, no, this goes about as well as I think. You see them kind of clear their throats, try to shuffle up, and then you see them try to duck down on one leg, but their leg gets caught, and then it just sort of yanks one of their heads back, and is like, let's move the leg. No, mummy, not that, no, not that way, not that way. Don't try to pull the leg back, and then their back leg is just kind of stuck.
Okay, hold
they're
on.
trying to like.
All right, calm down. I don't. Hey, sorry, I didn't know you were I didn't.
Fine. All right, it's fine. Hang on, we got this.
No,
we got this,
let me help.
And they're just slowly bending down into a position. One of their legs is stretched out and is also yanking their heads, like, and their necks all in that direction. It's like, hang on, we got this. It's fine. Yeah, hang on, let me just and they're just. They're just pulling the net against their necks, and the necks are just slowly starting to stretch out a little bit as they go.
Well, she's immediately gonna like reach into her. Oh, sorry, author. You were gonna say something.
TUC had something that they were going to do to free them, but also I don't want to step on your toes. I'm curious what you have.
Okay, it's good. You'll like it. Cass is gonna reach into her bag, into her hammer space, and pull out a small dagger, and then look at it and be like, "Oh wait, that's not the," and then put it back and try to pull out another one. This one's more like a small kitchen knife. It's different. And she was like, no, that's not the right one either. One moment. And then she pulls out another like 3, and she like looks at them and just picks one and puts the other 2 back in her bag. She's like, okay, hold on. I'll just hold still for a second. I don't want to stab you. And she's gonna try to cut it loose.
Cool. They're not gonna hold still. I'm telling you this now. We got it. Just give us a second. We're just trying to get into position. Don't cut. No, hang on. And they're just roll sleight of hand.
Oh boy.
Mind.
That's a 12.
You probably like. Ooh.
Mm-mm.
No, I'm gonna roll perception. Do they notice? They don't
Oh,
notice.
no.
Luckily. So you do manage to cut them out, but you also manage to chink. Oh, whoops! You cut a chunky lock off of Mo's head. But luckily, it's like behind Mo's head. So unless Eenie and Miney go looking, Mo can't see it. But if Eenie Money go looking, they'll notice it. But it's like kind of like an undercut. Most of the top part is just three, but it's like there was this one stubborn bit of rope you had to cut through there to get them out. And yeah, nice big hunk of hairs just poof off.
She just looks at it and slowly puts it back in her bag with the knife.
You're just taking some of Mo's hair.
Hot thing to know.
Fucking God, no, brilliant. It's amazing, excellent.
TAC is just like, this is going great. And the play date was going great.
Yeah, nothing wrong has happened at all. This is fine.
Absolutely. Calm as a blue sky.
Mm-hmm. Are you alright? I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry.
Just gonna like stand up and shake their heads and go,
No, don't apologise. Don't worry about it. It's this sort of thing happens all the time.
especially out in the wild, you kind of got to improvise on the feet, and sometimes, sometimes little accidents happen, and you may occasionally bonk yourself down a couple of cliff faces or so,
And sometimes you kind of need to catch yourself by a little pinky toe just on the edge of a cliff face.
whilst you're also trying to hold a very pretty, very golden egg. Oh no, I think all forgot. Oh, all forgot. Oh no, Orpha! Yay! Orpha! Yeah! Oh, where you went?
Author's canon
What do you
now.
need? We're telling the story. Orpha! We're telling the story, Orpha. Just gotta wait for Orpha to come back and then we'll start our story.
All right.
Hi.
Hi, Orpha. You alright? I want to make sure you're here for the story.
Mo, quit telling people I'm dead.
Went here for a little bit.
Oh my god. I cannot apologize enough.
Don't apologise. We love you very much. Damn. Yeah, so basically Eenie Money Mo are just gonna rant off about they've had worse things than a neck cover and they're fine, buddy. They're so fine.
TAC holds up the notebook and it says, I will wait for as long as it takes for you to learn this particular lesson. This happens every time. This has never once gone well for you.
Oh, good. Okay. I rolled an int save for Cass to see how well she was handling this whole situation, especially figuring out that this is a three-headed bird and this is who she's supposed to meet and what is going on, why were they attacking? But she got an 18, so I think she's on track with it.
Meanwhile, Eenie Money Mo are just like,
And that's why whenever you're trying to like make your way down a cliff face, you should
always make sure you don't go head first because
It might seem like a good idea at the time because you've got the big space and you think you can make it, but sometimes you misjudge the angle.
and sometimes you just end up giving yourself a little dink in the beak, like Eenie.
It wasn't me who got the dink. It was Miney. No, it wasn't me. I think we both know that it was Mo.
I didn't get the dink in the beak. He's got the dink right there. And meeps. Mo kind of moves over and just boom, bonks Eenie on the nose, just like, yeah, like right there.
Well, it's got a bloody thing in it now. Thank you, Mo.
Yeah, no problem, mate. And just smiles back, and they just
Yeah. So what were we? Hang on.
and they just took their heads back.
Oh yeah. The rope. Don't worry about it.
Okay, hey, anyway, I, as long as you're alright, I'm Cass. Jeez.
And one large claw kind of reach out and just stick in your hair and just ruffle, and you're just gonna
Yeah, no, we're fine, mate. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's part of the job.
yeah, part of the experience, part of the lifestyle, I suppose you could say. And they're just gonna pull their hand out of your hair, which I'm afraid to say is probably a mess right now.
Absolutely.
Sorry, guys. But they just like ruffle themselves over, look down at TOC, and it's like, right, so you wanted us to. What exactly did you have planned today? Because if you don't have anything planned, then I'm sure we can find some ways to make today a little more interesting.
Uh,
Well, that's definitely why I came to you three, wasn't it?
can DOC make an insight on Cass, please?
Sure.
If you'd like, but I think that's a good idea.
Do they have advantage?
Yes.
Well, for 21.
25.
25.
Okay. Yeah, Cass is looking at TOC, and just you can just tell by her expression, just like, please tell me you have something planned. Please tell me it's not up to these three. Please, I'm slightly afraid of these three. I love them, but what is going on? Please help.
Beloved but terrified.
They go,
Yeah.
They go, yes. First, we're going to have some tea and get to know each other better.
She's silent, thank you, with her eyes, just like, yeah.
God.
Okay, hang on. So, author, did you say that they're just gonna have tea?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just tea, casually.
Well, to be specific, they said first they're going to have tea.
Okay. Eenie Miney and Mo kind of look down and squint at the chicken. Squint at TOC. So, you want
Roll
to
an insight?
get a tea? Yeah, frick it. I know what their insight is. Let's go, lads. Okay, it's better than earlier. It's a 15.
You also have insight.
Me?
Unless you don't want to give it to them.
Me? You're talking to me?
No,
But
do you Eenie Miney and Mo also have insight or advantage.
Oh, okay.
advantage, sorry. My brain just went like beep. Well, 14 or a 15?
15 works.
What'll it be?
Judging by the vague glint of mischief in the chicken's eyes, there will be something that comes after the tea. Probably can't get too much, but also it occurs to you that there's probably a reason why they came to the three of you specifically, and it wasn't just to drink tea.
They at first were kind of looking down like a really expression on their face, but then they see the expression on TOC's face and they just slowly the brows unfurrow and start to lift up, and as they lift up, the quirks of their mouths start to drift up as well, until they're wearing big old grins, and their eyebrows are just doing the ding 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 thing, down at TOC, and like, all right, okay, well, I don't know about tea, but we won't say no to, well, Eenie won't say no to a few biscuits. Oh, I will never say no to a few biscuits, absolutely. What kind of biscuits have you got? Have you got like the iced ones? I love those iced ones, they're delicious. Or just the flaky oat crumble ones, those are really good. Or the ginger snaps, oh, they've got ginger snaps, and,
I've got the
just
kind
gotta
of
turn around and head
biscuits
towards
that Juniper makes.
I'm gonna roll a history so they remember what they taste like. Remember? Oh, faint memory that they've had these before.
I will
but
say
don't remember what they're like. Sorry, author, what you saying, dude?
I'll if that's how you want to swing it, then I bow to your wishes.
No, what were you gonna say?
But yeah, they I'll say this: TOC is going to open their beak and remind them that juniper biscuits usually go from, um, kind of toasty, a little bit charcoalish, to practically inedible. Is sort of on that sort of gradient. But then they shut their beak because you know what? Juniper's baking it deserves to be, if not appreciated, then respected.
Oh.
Um, so indeed, they they sort of give them a nod. They give Cass a nod, and they disappear into the house in order to fetch the tea. And you are alone on a roof with each other. Congrats.
Hey,
Oh
this
boy.
is just this is just how you want to be left, Cass.
Yeah. She I think she's doing the thing where she looks at each of the heads in a rotation, just like looks at one, looks at another one, looks at another one. Which one do I look at? Looks at the next one, looks at them again, just like continually like, if you don't mind me asking, I mean, you're old Lynn, but do you think that she's trying to like figure out what do I ask this thing?
They're just gonna like blink down at Cass, and I'm gonna roll a perception because I don't want to just. Or would it be perception or an insight? Either way, it's the same modifier. 17. Can we kind of get the gist of what she's trying to say?
Definitely. She's just trying to, within her stuttering, ask like, are you one entity? Have you, like, sort of situation? Do you each have individual brains, or are you a hive mind?
Man, give me a second.
That's
Cool.
okay, that's a nat 20.
Okay. So they all kind of just lean back, and Eenie and Miney just kind of, ah, right, okay, you're trying to figure out if we're like, one person, three faces kind of thing, or like three individual things in one body kind of deal kind of thing, aren't you? And, well, to be quite frank, it's more accurate to say we're three persons in one body. Yeah, it's just how we were made. Yeah, we woke up like this. I woke up first, and there was these two silly boys right next to me.
Who you calling a silly boy? If anyone's a silly boy, it's going to be you.
I'm not a silly boy. I'm a very mature boy. Thank you very much compared to you two.
Oh, compared to us. But anyhow, yeah, it tends to devolve into arguing quite a bit as Mo and Eenie continue to argue. So usually one of us is actually talking while the other two are having a bit of a spat. Don't worry about that, it happens. And no, Eenie, don't tug his hair, mate. Don't tug his hair. It's just like,
No, get off my hair! Oh, get off Eenie!
for goodness sake, for peck's sake, you two.
Pex, seeing both of their heads, and they just see a goose egg pop up on each head.
Oh my gosh.
For Miney shakes his head and says,
Right, so to answer that question,
"Yeah, they're just yeah, we were just made as made as an adult, three heads, one body kind of thing, but we're all our own people kind of thing, you know."
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Are you like, I'm sorry, do you have, who's who? And she's like crossing, doing the whole like pointing at each and then like crossing her hands, like then pointing, like,
Okay, see now this is where this comes in. What I was trying to do earlier, which was a performance. They kind of look at each other like,
oh, Peck could have cut the net off, didn't they? Oh, they cut the net. Oh, I was going to use that. We can use the scraps later, make you like a weird net dress or something, it'd be fine. But we've got to do our intro, remember?
yes, remember our intro, everyone? And they just kind of shuffle down onto one knee and then stretch their leg out, and they all look away from you. And then they slowly, one by one, turn their heads back, and you hear we are that which fights the dark in the night.
We are that which, we are that which calls upon the powers of good to defeat the powers of evil. And we are not just rescue rangers, we are, in fact, the greatest rangers, the greatest heroes that history is ever going to see. And you just hear them say, and all together, we are Eenie, Miney, and Mo! And it's just. You don't know where the confetti comes from, but there's confetti now as they finish their little pose. And it just so happens that whilst they were doing this pose and stuff, like a cloud had come above overhead, so it was a little overcast. And just as they finish and like strike another pose, just a small shaft of light comes down, like a just over them. As they finish and as the little sunspot starts to fade, and the clouds overhead start to come back over the sun, they just slip up from their position, shake their heads, and just like, I'm Marnie, this guy on the left, me, I'm Eenie, and this guy on the right, me, I'm Mo, pleasure to meet you.
She's delighted. She is grinning. She's like, does like a little clap. She's like, oh, that was delightful. How long did it take you to practice that? You've done it before, I suppose.
Mate, these sorts of things, you can't just dive right into them. You've got to make sure it's set up properly, you know, especially for an entrance. You know, it's about first impressions. First impressions are incredibly important after all. They're saying as they just kind of strut around the building and like hop merrily over the ropes and start to kind of examine the tray that just so happened to come towards them earlier, just making sure that's all in nice condition. And I say that they're just nudging it across the floor and trying to make it look like they're doing something at the moment. It's like, yeah, you know, it's a tried and true method to make sure that your enemies know exactly who they're dealing with and who's going to be taking them to. Just give me just a moment, sorry.
I want to say for the recording that TOC has been dying in the stairwell for 3 minutes. Like, they have the tea, but also they'll be damned if they interrupt this.
It's so good.
At some point, I might. God. At some point, they will return, but in the meantime, I'm just sitting here like, oh my god. Oh my god, these goddamn boys.
They're so good. They're so good.
They're so good. And also, they were really hoping that Cass would get on with them, and that she is, so it's great.
Hello, I'm back.
Hello.
I've just been told by my housemates I'm being a little too loud, so I'm gonna have to might have to tone it down a bit on voices. Sorry.
That's fine. We got a good taste of it though.
We gently pat you, bud. That was delightful.
It was great.
Because I think you were gone while I said it. TUC has been in the stairwell for 3 minutes. They are dying. They love their boys.
Meanwhile, Cass is like, oh, I wonder if I need an intro. Oh, I mean, you could help me maybe. Just like finger up to chin, like pondering, staring off to the distance, like, what would her intro be like? Just trying to picture this.
Well, Eenie Miney and Mo would probably start to like if she's seriously talking about doing this, they're just gonna kind of like squint, look her up and down, and just start to do a circle and just kind of think to themselves, kind of deal. And I'm gonna roll another insight to see how well they can capture her personality. 9. Okay.
9.
Cool. Cool. What's Cass wearing today, by the way?
Cass is wearing her usual, she has she's actually she's real kind, or at like first glance, mostly real kind, but she's wearing a toon feather shawl, and some like leather wraps on her forearms. She's got a belt and some more like leather bags on her, like strapped to her leg. And some nice boots. A lot of leather. That's definitely a theme. For good reason.
They do look at the leather admiringly, and they just kind of like nod and say,
Ah, to I don't know who does your leather, but it's pretty nice stuff. I think we don't actually usually wear armor or anything like that, but that's I mean that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good hide.
Oh man. She okay. I'm gonna roll a whiz save at disadvantage because she made all of her
"Oh,
leather stuff. Ah! There we go!
wonderful,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
excellent."
That's a one. That's no. So as soon as they start complimenting her work, like without knowing it's even hers, just like out of nowhere, she turns this bright shade of scarlet and like nearly buckles in her knees and she's like, oh, I don't, and just like starts dying for no apparent reason.
I'm gonna roll a quick medicine check because all three of them are gonna widen their eyes and just kind of look her over to try to see if they can find what the issue is. They got a nat 20. A nat 20 again, lads. Well done. Okay.
She's caught a terrible case of the of being very, very flustered.
They just kind of look at her for a second and then just blink. And then they just look at each other and then they just.
Ow, for pig's sake, ow. You made that yourself, didn't you?
Oh my word, you did all that yourself. I can admire good stitching when I see it, even if it's in leatherwork. Usually I tend to dabble more in the fabric side of things, but I can admire some good stitching, even in leather. And they just kind of, they continue to circle you, but it's more like a sort of a hop. And they're just like, looking around. I will say they're probably like poking at you a little bit, like at the leather parts. Eenie especially is paying attention to the leather parts and saying, I don't know what kind of stitching this is exactly. It does seem to vary by the tightenings we tend to use, but I see it's a little more effective in terms of the tougher material. We tend to have to use like
Yeah, we do have to tend to use like softer or at least more loose kind of threads because delicate materials you can't use too strong a fabric or it's just going to tear the material you're trying to sew together.
and that causes a huge palaver, and then he throws a little drama, and it's just it is what it is. But yeah, this is still very good.
I,
I will say, I think it's probably time for our migration break. So,
Mhm.
Let me just pause
yeah,
my recording.
yeah, same. All right, I just and we're back from our break. So I'll say it's about this time that KFC comes back bouncing a tea tray on their little chicken head. And they take in the scene. And they, without dropping the tea tray, they pull out their notebook. And they show it to Eenie Miney and Mo, and they go, "I can't believe you broke her already."
Cass rolled strength. Cass is fine. She hasn't buckled over just yet.
God.
They kind of look over towards TOC a little confused and like,
Wait, hang on. What do you mean break already? Did you bring us over here
so we could break her or something.
I mean, that's incredibly irresponsible and rude. I thought we were going to be friends and stuff, Like, are we breaking her? Are we being friends with her?
Was being friends with her gonna break her?
Because that's really quite morally. That's very morally boggy. You know that, TOC. That's rather, that's very immoral of you. That's very immoral of you. I can't believe you do something to such a interesting young person.
And they just kind of, they stare down at you over each of Cass's shoulders and just tuts at you.
They just put the tea down and stare at them, and they look at Cass and they go, I'm not going to touch that. Come have some tea. It's brewed special."
She perks up at that, but is still
Like,
on the verge of death.
Okay. Do you want to do me a
They
favor?
they're going to just
What are you gonna do, Olga?
say again.
What are you
I
gonna
was
do?
going to say that TOC is going to sorry, I think there's a lag. TOC is going to just sort of hop over to Cass and just sort of fuss over her, like adjust the shawl, like preen her hair, put a cup of tea in her hands, just like there, dear. Like they don't seem concerned, but also like here, get yourself under
It's like
control.
I'm
That's
fine.
all right.
I'm fine. Thank you though. Yeah. Sips from tea, so she doesn't have to talk anymore.
God, they're just parenting her for a sec, and then they pour themselves a cup of tea and they down it like a shot.
She's gonna like take a good sip of tea, and then yeah, that was deception. She's gonna like try to lean over to TOC and like whisper or at least get the point across. I guess I'm gonna be stealth too. Whatever. And just be like, they told me my leather work was good. Like really good.
Your leather work is good.
But they didn't know it was
It
mine.
is really good.
I did.
Mm. They must have been telling the truth then.
Just nods, like three quick nods, and then goes back to sipping tea. Grinning. She's been grinning this whole time, but she's trying not to.
You can't hide your smiles.
They
Do not hide your smiles.
they ruffle her hair very fondly, and they look over at the boys and give them sort of a sharp, approving nod, like "Good job."
Okay. Well, you know, Death Roll Insight. You can kind of see. It's weird because usually turn back to them after that conversation. You can kind of see them sort of shifting from foot to foot, and it kind of looks like their like feathers are a little fluffier or something. They're like kind of raised up a little before they just hardly like shake themselves like a full body kind of shake before they just well I mean I guess we're having tea then, fellas, eh? I mean, it's probably not going to be good as ours, of course. Yeah, we do make a pretty damn good cup of tea, but, you know, it's, so long as mine doesn't make it, it's fine.
Could they roll insight on that?
Mm-hmm.
Could they roll insight?
No, let's go ahead. Johnny?
Okay.
Wait.
Beats it.
Yeah. 2 dirty 20s.
Beats it.
Okay. So, I was inciting on you. Were you trying to incite on me?
Okay. Would you like me to go first?
Yes. Go ahead. So you were inciting on Eenie Miney and Mo, or? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
But a dirty 20 on TOC. I mean, I think with a dirty 20 they can tell that they were goofing when they said that they broke her. They're very pleased to see that they're getting along. They're not necessarily surprised to see Cass slightly overwhelmed, but they're pleased that she seems to be like in one unbroken piece.
And not in Tupperware.
And you can and not in Tupperware. And I think you sort of get a general sense of like they're coming back to a scene that is filled with people that they think the world of. Like they feel like very parental towards Cass, and like when they glance at you, there's a hint of sort of this sort of tough maternal or paternal pride in their eyes, like you're you're doing well in their eyes.
Okay. Okay. So that dirty 20 you rolled, was that for anything specific or was that a general insight?
They kind of like to know why their feathers were fluffed up, and sort of
Oh.
what they were thinking.
Okay. If you want specifically that, well, you did notice, you kind of like looked over Cass, made sure she was alright, like preened her, made sure she was all like made up and stuff, and you look back and you did kind of notice that their feathers were starting to like puff up a little bit, and they were kind of. It's hard to tell if they were glaring at you or at Cass or at each other because they did kind of look at each other. But there was some glaring involved. But it just seemed something about the preening seemed to have upped them a bit.
Mm.
They managed to shake it off. They seem to be fine about it now.
Hmm. TUC is this like because they have their own sort of theory because they had siblings once. And they can never not think of their sisters when they talk to Eenie, Miney, and Mo. They're like, surely not. Surely they weren't jealous or something. That would be silly.
It would be very silly. Incredibly silly.
But just in case, they sort of like, they hop off Cass, with one last sort of pat, and they hop over and they look at you expectantly. Got chicken looking at you.
Okay. I'm gonna purposely misinterpret that look because. Okay. They're gonna hold your eyes, then your gaze as Miney very slowly ducks his head down into the ruff around his neck, rummages for something, and then pulls out not a Tupperware box, but a cardboard box. And they just kind of look at you. They look at the box. They
They
look at you.
they flip to a new page that says you aren't funny. With a dirty 20, you can see them like their little chicken shoulders starting to shake with giggles.
Cool. Do you want to roll me a deck save?
Cool. Is this a gravel tech?
I don't know. Would putting you in a box be a grapple? Because they're just going to slam that box down over the top of you.
I think yes,
Roll
because you are
advantage.
trying to restrain them.
I would
Alright.
concur.
Okay, 13, and right
Ooh.
now that should be -5 from that. That would be a 19.
19. Okay. So I have to roll a contesting.
Is it athletics or acrobatics?
I think it'd be athletics to restrain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's give it a go.
Doesn't
So
make it.
can I say what happens, or if you have a better idea?
I,
Because I have an idea of what happens here.
I also have an idea, but maybe I can make it work with yours.
So what I imagine happening is they plonk the box over the top of TOC, and you hear lots of flapping and kind of pecking noises until it goes quiet. And then they just kind of crow their victory and like, finally we actually put the little bagger in a box. And they go to sit down on top of the box, and then bursting out from between their legs when they're gonna go sit down, TOC just leaves a chicken-shaped hole in the box, and with a mighty they just kind of flip the box over and tilt them both onto their backs.
I consider they go to sit on the box and they're like, yes, we've got it. And like the box shakes a little bit as sort of they slip underneath. And they just look to the side. And they feel like a little tugging on one of their wings, and they look down and TAC is preening one of their wings.
Okay. Okay. This is reflex time. Give me a second. Oh man, would they do that? Give me a second. I need to see if they would do a thing or not. Because they do have it. Gosh, they might. In their panic, they would.
I don't like the sound of that.
So I just don't have a picture of them handy, and that's really annoying because they're gonna do something they haven't done in a very long time, willingly. They're gonna summon their mage hand, and they're gonna try and tug TOC off viciously. And for those of you who haven't listened to my Poppy Full of Cavern games, or Cavern of Million Poppies, funny thing about their mage hand, it's not a hand, it's a head called Meanie. So behind you, TOC, Cass, you see this appear behind TOC as well. A spectral kind of bird head appears. Oh, I have the photo. Here we go. This is what I want to show you. A spectral kind of bird head appears with just dark pits for eyes. And it seems to have a strange purplish aura surrounding it, very faintly. And it just looks very angry. And you see it kind of scoop behind TOC, and TOC, you feel something grab you from behind, and you hear a, can't believe this is him being summoned just a bowl of a bloody chicken on the lads. I thought you better than this. I know you're better than this, but getting mauled by a pecking chicken, honestly, it's pathetic. And it just tries to TOC off.
God. His head snaps around, and there's this angry bird versus angry bird.
Two angry burps.
God.
Cass chokes on her tea, but I don't think she actually has. She's learned from before not to mess with. Not.
What would they roll in order to like get out? Also, how much can Mage Hand lift?
That's a very good question. Let's have a look. It doesn't actually say. Raise the hand last from duration until the duration of it only for a week. If you spell again, you just show the hand. Manipulate on the person on the door, container, still achieve 9 container, but doesn't say. I can't carry more than £10. Okay.
They probably weigh more than 10 pounds. I apologize.
They're not trying to lift them up. They're trying to pull them off. So they probably won't have strength enough to lift them up, but would that allow them to give Eenie, Miney, and Mo like an advantage of some sort to get away?
I mean, again, they're not being restrained. They're like they're literally just like fluffing the feathers of their wing because that's what they came over to do in the first place.
Okay. The lad's freaking out though, and they just summon the spectral head. So if it tugs on you and nothing happens, you're just gonna have like a dum 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 dum. Some weird like icy pokes poking at you. TOC, it doesn't hurt, but it feels weird.
They're disregarding this new head. Like they flip to a new or to an old page, and they go that says, "Who the peck are you?"
And you just hear this spectral head just Who the pick am I? I'll have you know, I'm their bloody father, is who I am, and they have the gall to try and keep me away, to put me away, to put me down. Oh, as if they're anything better than what they were when I first made them. Oh, pathetic, honestly. Yes, I know, Eenie, I know you've been overeating, and Miney, I know you've got an arrogant sort of little head of yours, haven't you? Have you talked to that crystal lass yet, eh? Hey, have you told her? Have you, confronted her about all that? I know you know what I'm talking about. And Mo, you, you need to, work on. My accent's gone. My accent went away.
I'm sorry, that
Oh
was
my
the
God,
curse. The
God.
curse that started out this whole FPS.
Damn it, Mo, Mo, you need to learn to stand up for yourself. You're a bloody doormat, honestly. I didn't raise you three to be a bloody doormat, an arrogant twat, and some stupid pig-headed glutton. Honestly, I expected better from you three. And,
It
they have no longer seemed to focus on you. Oh, well, Arthur is gone. I think Meanie banished Arthur.
Oh
Game
no.
is the new TM. Fear. Oh, Arthur. Would give you just a moment to get back online proper and good, but hello, author. How are you
I
doing?
I left off in the middle of Mimi berating the three of them. And TOC has rolled a 12 to a wisdom saving throw. The eyebrows are very slowly going down, and if they can, they're going to advance on this bird because fuck him for saying these terrible things about their boys.
Well, it's funny you should try to do that because as the bird keeps talking, hey, yes, I know, I thought you'd be better than this. You say your big ranges all going out by yourself, but what have you got? You've not even got a building for your guild. The one person you thought was going to be helpful for you, they're going to be there for you. Well, guess what? They're not picking interested, so you may as well just. And as they say that, you just see a. As the cardboard box slams on top of this mage head, and Eenie Miney and Mo are glaring down at this thing, and then they just kind of position themselves over it, look down and say, "It's about time you know to shut your big stupid mouth," and they just fall back on it, butt first, and with a the mage hand is dispelled and the box is crushed. And they're just all three heads are glaring angrily down at where they were sitting, for shaking their heads and like, I'm gonna roll a whiz save for them actually, that would be smart. Damn. Yeah, they're fine. Just shake their
Wow.
heads and.
They're doing
Right.
better than TOC.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably not the first time this has happened to them. They just shake their heads and, sorry about that. Sometimes when we try to summon a mage hand, we get ahead instead, and getting ahead of the game is fine, but getting that much ahead is rather more a pain in the rear than a help to the head, you know what I mean? And they just kind of wiggle themselves a little more comfortably on top of the box, look over at TOC and say, what about that tea then, eh? And they just kind of shrug and turn back to the tea like nothing's happened. Yep. Actually, they will look
They still
over
want to feed their boys.
they do look over at Cass and say, so what exactly do you do and stuff? Because all that all that we know is that you are family of them, the TOC, you have to call them a them. Well, they are a them, aren't they? I mean, we can't just call him chicken. There's a load of chickens, or you have to be very specific about the kind of chicken, or someone's going to think we're accusing another chicken of being a worse chicken than they are, and that's just offensive. He's just going to shake his head and continue on the actual conversation. We're just curious to know what it is you do or wanted to do, that sort of thing. And you can roll a quick insight if you want.
Yeah. That's a nat 20 and a 23 from TOC.
Cool. Nat 20. Okay, so the 23. You've seen these boys be very confident in many different situations. Usually when there's a lot of attention on them, or when they're being a hero, or when they're being active, moving around. They're not super confident right now. It doesn't seem like they're holding their own. They're doing their best, but you get the impression that doing small talk and things like that aren't really on their list of priorities. And Cass, you get the impression that not only are they trying to like they're not lying when they want to like earnestly learn stuff about you, that they are be trying to be earnest, but they're also weirdly nervous. It's hard to see considering you have just met them, but it's like a weird tightening of the eyes, and there might be just some like shivery responses of the body that you can see. But yeah, no, they seem to just kind of want to learn about you and shake off whatever the heck that was that just happened.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, can Cass also roll insight on TOC, please?
Mm, sure.
That's an
18.
18.
You do have advantage.
Oh, right. Yes, that. 23?
23. Okay. This chicken is fucking livid.
Mm-hmm.
How dare anyone talk to their family that way? How dare? And a parent? A, how dare someone, have a kid as great as these three and take them for granted and berate them and put them down like they are, if they had teeth they would be grinding. um like it's they were about to kick a disembodied's head non-existent ass. But their anger is not the most important thing. Eenie, Miney, and Mo are, so they are tamping that down. That's something to take out on some punching bags later. And I think they take their teacup, and they just sort of like slump against Eenie, Miney, and Mo's body. Like if you've seen chickens like laying together in a pile, they're basically doing that.
Mm.
And they're just going to sit their tea and like sulk a little bit and get their dignity back about them.
Yeah. Okay. So she's not gonna let them she's gonna make sure that TOC's like good. Okay, moving on before she actually answers their question, but um she sips her tea a little nervously and goes, "Oh, yeah, I that's kind of my main thing is the leather actually. Uh I don't I came here about a year and a half ago from Fruma, so I'm still new to the area, but no, I'm a leather worker."
Their eyes light up again with excitement at all the sentences coming out of your mouth. And they just all three heads kind of start to ask at once. Oh, so you're a proper actual leather worker, and you worked in Fruma. Who did you study under Fruma? Did you study under like one of the old masters? I know that like old masters guilds over there, and there are actually some like certain techniques you're gonna get like passed down like master to master, hand to hand kind of thing. Oh, what's Fruma like anyway? Is it like is it like bigger than Inkwell? Is there what's the wildlife like? Is it big? Do they have different like shops and stuff? Is it are there a lot of open spaces? I'm barraging you with questions.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
She rolled a whiz save and got a 5. So so yeah. As soon as they asked about who taught her, she turns a little bit paler. And where she studied and where she learned and where she got her start. But you can roll insight if you want.
Yeah, it's an 11.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of what you get from that. TOC, you get advantage.
Mm.
It's a 13. Yeah.
No, I guess
Hmm?
they did hear, they heard what she gave them the other day.
Yeah. Yeah. I
For
think
the
that
13, can we sort of be like, oh, perhaps it's connected?
yes, absolutely. I think you do realize that.
Mm.
Um and she man, I if I hadn't rolled a 5 I'd be like, "Oh yeah, she just brushes it off." But no, she rolled a 5. She kind of nods to try and like cover up how nervous that makes her. Um and just quiet like considerably quieter says like Serima's not as nice as here.
Eenie, Miney and Mo just kind of they just kind of like furrow their brows and tilt their heads and like, oh, I mean, all right, Elton is nice. What, like, are there scarier monsters over there? Like, are they like different kinds of creatures and things like that over there, or is it a matter of like population? Is it like too dense areas? Are they not clean enough, kind of thing, or is it just like educational wise, they're not great at that. I mean, it's not like Toon logic. I know. I think it's not like Toon logic. And let's roll a history here. An average amount of history for them, which is not going to be a lot. I don't know if that applies over there, considering they're not many Toons, if any Toons. No, most Toons are actually born here, or well, if not born here, then they're probably not in Furuma. Right, yeah. They're only from Furuma because it's like close and nearby and stuff. But anyway, yeah, what's the problems?
And you could see that they have various monsters, but they're not exactly creatures.
Let me roll in check on that. Well, lads, use your big dumb brains.
TUC is going to TUC, who is still sort of slouched against them in sort of like a warm, comforting sort of way, is just going to like peck them in the side very like gently, not to hurt, and just sort of give them a look like, fellas.
Enie's gonna kind of turn down towards you and glare, and he's just gonna kind of click his beak at you, like, and he's not gonna peck at you, but he's just gonna kind of bob his head a couple of times in your direction. Whereas Miney and Mo are just gonna kind of turn
Bob
towards
back,
each
you
other.
little whippersnapper.
Peck them,
Don't
you peck
mouth
them.
them.
Peck them, they click back. Get your clickies. You get your clickies. You get your clickies, old timer. But yeah, Miney and Mo look at each other and they're just kind of like, right, okay, so that kind of monster stuff then, right, okay. Which, yeah, I guess, monsters come in all shapes and sizes, I suppose, so, yeah. They just kind of shuffle their heads and shake their heads like, okay, yeah, so, but leather work is still bloody good, like, how, like, what kind of techniques and stuff do you use? Because, admittedly, again, Eenie again said earlier, yes, I said earlier, we work mostly with textiles and stuff to make a few bits and bobs every now and again here and there. And, it's interesting to see, like, what types of needles you use. I know it's probably like it's got to be like a tougher metal to actually pierce through the leather, right? And probably a tougher thread as well, considering you need to have it kept tight. And compared to fragile materials, as I said earlier, you need something that's a bit firmer to keep the tougher materials from falling apart. And they're just gonna try and engage you in some wonderful comparisons of embroidery slash sewing to leatherwork.
Lovely. She's much better at that. And yeah, she brightens up a little and just starts to explain, like, well, I did a bit of tooling, but I certainly, like, you need a larger needle, it's different things. Um, I like to punch me holes first too, because it gets hard, but yeah, it's a good, they're very different. Um, and I think that, yeah, they probably just start chatting a little bit about the differences of leather and textile work. And she's actually done a bit of textile work, but she prefers leather because fabric to her is less trustworthy. There's all these different types, and it gets crazy, and there's stuff that stretches and stuff that doesn't, and leather is like, yeah, there's different types of leather, but it's usually like color and the thickness, and it doesn't, it's more reliable in that sense.
No flouncy schmouncy weirdness about it. There's no like weird perforations or stuff. Leather is
Mm-hmm.
basic leather. It's gonna be the same kind of flat kind of deal, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um but I will say, even though for all an insight or anything, they do seem very, very interested in your leather and stuff. And they kind of seem to be eyeing each other up as you're talking to one head, the other turns to the other and starts to like whisper something, and they start nodding, and then another head turns to you, and that head whispers to another head, and they start nodding. And I think eventually they're gonna get a little restless. None of you have to like roll to realize it. You know, see, you can feel them just wiggling a little from where you're leaning against their side, and Cass, you can probably see them start to like kind of jiggle a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You might even hear like a tap of one of their feet underneath them, just tapping on the rooftop.
Yeah. I think about that time TUC will set down their teacup and they go, okay, I think it's time to do the next thing. Would you two follow me? And they stop and they look at Eenie, Miney, and Mo, who is very fast, and look at Cass. They ask Cass, we're heading across town. Do you want to walk or would you like to do something else?
um, she, her eyes get a little wider, and she starts to like nod, and then she kind of glances at Eenie Miney and Mo. She's like, and then I think she just looks back at Tusi and just, what do you think?
It is up to you and your comfort, but I trust them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think with that, she nods a little, um, and looks up, making her decision. Uh,
Mm.
I
I'd like
don't.
to say
In that
Eeny
case, they.
Hmm.
I was just gonna
Sorry, you go
say,
do.
like, Eeny Miny Mo are just staring at you two, like they ain't got a clue what's going on. They're just like, okay, they're having one of those talks. Okay, sure, we'll just hang out until they decide whatever.
Yeah. Um, Cass can't carry E, right? So.
Yeah, they. What they're gonna do is they're going to basically give her an address to fly to, and then lead Eenie, Miney, and Mo.
Okay. Yeah.
But they want to make sure that everyone's in agreement. They're pretty sure the Eenie, Miney, and Mo are done here, but
Hmm.
uh,
I think.
yeah, they ruffle her hair and they go, "Don't get lost. You might be there before us, but we will follow."
And she nods, and then she's gonna look up at E, Miney, and Mo, and just like, uh, so might be one thing you don't exactly know about me yet, is that, well, I'm more like all of you than you might think.
They kind of tilt their heads to the sides and a little confused, like, what? I mean, like, are you like a. Wait, wait a second. And they just kind of lean forward very slowly, and their faces and beaks get closer to you, and you just say, Are you. Are you secretly.
Are you really actually?
Are you like one of them secret tomb things?
Are you actually TOC's kid? Wait, hang on. Wait, hang on.
And they turn around and they look at TOC and they're like,
What did you have a tryst with, my girl?
Could you roll Eenie Miney and Mo, because you're near them, like almost basically on top of them. Could you roll I'm going to say a constitution saving throw.
Oh, wonderful. 12.
A 12 probably makes it. It's the ear splitting laughter, like because they can laugh out loud. They have, a perfectly, it sounds like a, a little bit of a harsh sort of deep rolling sort of laugh. And like they crack all the way up. Like
Cass has been. This is the second time Cass has been flustered. Peckett, I'm rolling a wisdom saving throw for her. 20! Okay! She's flustered,
Nice.
but not in the, dying way. That's good.
Cool. Hey, Arthur. I'm gonna ask you to make a dex save.
sure.
Not
Oh.
with advantage. Can I ask you not to do it with advantage? Because TOC is dying with laughter at the minute.
Sure. 18.
Cool.
Alright.
TOC, you're so busy laughing, you do not hear the of feet coming up towards you, and it's a little too late to dodge as something scoops up underneath you, and with a harsh pew, you're punted over the rooftop.
Oh my god.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
You kicked TOC? You kicked them like the football?
I kicked the TOC like the
I.
football.
Cass is gonna try to catch them? Would that be a dex? Probably a dex.
Dex save, please.
Dex save. Oh no, it's another. Gosh dang it. A 13. Again to save TOC. That saves her having to awkwardly unfurl her wings in front of you because, out of reflex, she also dives off.
Awesome. You just hear the faint sounds of, wait a second. Wait, hang on. Hang on a second. Oh, that's what she meant! As TOC keeps falling, and Cass, you've leapt over the side and flourished your wings.
I don't know if a 13 is enough to actually catch TOC, though.
I imagine, considering this game as it is, it will be enough. But you
Okay.
probably, bonk your wing against something.
Yeah, she's a little, it's not a graceful catch, but she does capture them and, swoop down and fly back up to the roof, and now she has her wings unfurled. Yeah, and just stands there kind of awkwardly holding this chicken, yep.
They'll hop up on her shoulder and preen the wing that got bonked, and they'll turn to the boys, and because it's a very simple sign, in ASL it's literally just you nod with your fist. They will sign yes.
Oh, I love this.
Guess what? Guess what? They're just.
What?
It's both
Yes,
me
the-
and the birds. Yes, what?
She's their kid.
Oh, okay. Sorry, this is me being a fool. I was like,
No,
wait,
it's
yes,
fine.
yes to what, the twist? Who? Wait, excuse me. didn't tell me that they had a past lover, and I completely missed this. I can't believe I missed the awesome, deep TOC lore of their past tries to lover, and then they had
Oh
to
my
kind of
god.
take away
TOC's
the castaway.
actually
No, this is
Dude, you
canon. This
can't.
is
I'm
my new
dying.
headcanon. Do not steal. S came from an
You.
egg that. Yeah.
Oh my god,
So
my
Dude,
head is in
hold
my
on. I have
hands.
more to give you later.
What?
Anyways,
oh, fun! I've unlocked lore. That's what I wished.
anyways.
Anyway, okay. Anyway, whilst I'm murdering the other two,
Uh,
Eenie Miney and Mo just kind of like nod slowly and then look between the wings and then look at TOC and look between the wings and then look between TOC and they're like, so, I don't know if you've noticed. I mean, I understand you wanting her to maybe make a few more avianated friends, but I think there's one little thing you're probably missing about this. And they kind of just have to shake their body to the side a little bit. And you don't have to roll insight. You notice they have just no wings at all, and they look at you two. TOC who does have little wings, and then Cass who has very big wings. And they look at you and says, I don't know if you noticed, we don't actually have those. We're one of those birds that don't actually have like feathers or hands. We have feet, and that's about it. And they just kind of hold out their leggy, stretch leggy long, and flex their toes like a ding for popping it down, and saying,
TUC,
"Sorry."
oh,
Go ahead.
TUC will write in their notebook. We will be walking. But uh, I wanted to make sure that she had the address.
They nod slowly, and you can roll an insight if you want. It's pretty obvious.
Sure.
You kind of see your three heads looking towards each other. Yeah, okay. You all see there seems to be a plan, some sort of plan going on between those three heads as they slowly begin to nod and smile at each other, nod and smile at each other, nod and smile at each other. They're starting to look like those bobble heads you get, but instead of the bobble head being at the head, it's at the base of the neck, so their necks are just going up and down, up and down, up and down like that. And they turn back towards you two, and they give you both a very big grin and say, so how about instead of walking there, and they just very slowly like making their way towards you. Very casual little stroll as they take their way to you, and so instead of having a walk there, can we maybe propose maybe something like a little and they just kind of go to the edge of the building and like hang their toes off the edge, and then look back behind their body at the two of you and give a very big smirk, and they say, how's about a race instead?
The TUC will hop up on Cass's shoulder like, you two whippersnappers go ahead.
I would like TOC to make an insight, please.
Sure. 9. Wait, hang on. Insight. 11. Jesus.
Wow, okay. Well, you don't get to know why, but Cass is smiling. Cass
That's
is
enough
on
room.
board with this. Yes.
Eenie, Miney, and Mo can see that smile. Their smile gets wider because, oh, someone is game. Someone is down for this.
She actually looks at TOC and's like, so do you want to run or do you want to fly?
I'll fly. My bones are old.
She Yep.
Actually, they hold up a wing and they go, on your marks. Get set.
At that she puts on her goggles. Yep.
Eenie, Miney, and Mo
Or
get down
Eenie,
into a
Miney-
crouch.
And
One.
they swish their wings down. Oh,
You're good.
Good.
they swish their wings down and they go.
And Cass leaps off the side of the building and starts flying as fast as her wings will take her. What are we rolling? Just
So I'm rolling acrobatics because
Yeah.
they're not going on the roads. They're not going in the streets. They're going for the rooftops.
Oh my
They jump
gosh.
from this building and they clear straight over the street onto the next building with a clatter. And they look over at TOC and grin and say,
You sure you don't want to live there?
"Yeah, we wouldn't hate to leave you behind."
Or, you know, maybe even get you lost and have to come get you.
I didn't tell you what the address was.
Dot, dot, dot. And hang on just a second. I'm gonna see something. What is this? Do they have this? I don't think they do. Oh, they didn't have it. That's a shame. But I am gonna roll performance because they're gonna turn around and they're gonna yell at Cass. And now one. They try to yell at Cass, and instead all that comes out is a
Please.
like all three mouths just a wheeze, and then they're just like, "Why can't we shout anymore?" I don't know, it feels like someone's cast a curse or something on us. Can we just not shout for the rest of the time? Oh, that's gonna be awful. That's gonna suck. That's going to be. Ugh. And they just kind of. Ugh. So they kind of turn back around, like shuffle against the rooftop, wiggle, do a running start, hop back over to where TOC is, and they're like,
Should you call it back, you know, if we're going to do this race, might as well make it fair so we both know where the peck we're going, yeah?
They hand them a little slip of paper. They're going to a street corner across town.
okay, nod, and they still kind of. I'm gonna make a whiz save. Cool. They do still look at you and they squint and say,
So you're not going to call her back then, you're just going to give her a head start. Right, okay. That seems a bit like cheating to us.
I mean, yeah, if you wanted to win fair and square, if you don't call her back, then she's gonna have a full
Wait, hang on.
victory.
They were on Cass's.
Yeah.
Hold up, because they were on Cass's shoulder. If not, then
Oh!
That's fine.
Oh. Okay, I got very confused. I thought they were like down on the floor sending them off. This is why I was very confused about positioning. Never mind me.
That's fine. It happens. It happens. We can say that Cass
Naughty
came back as
folks.
soon as they figured out that the address wasn't given.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's restart this. Let's restart. How about we do that? Okay. Should we re-roll or are we gonna stick with the rolls we did before?
I will leave it up to the racers.
What do you say, Chloe?
I mean, you got a good roll, so I don't want to, like, make you re-roll.
Could be fun though.
Okay, fair.
Fun though.
Fair.
Just to see.
I'm gonna roll Dex for Cass, which is her same as her acrobatics, so I guess that makes sense.
Yes, that's what I'm. Yep. Yep.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
okay. It's an 11 and a 22.
Beautiful. Chloe got 22s twice. I got an 11 this time, and I got a wonderful 26 last time. So, well, I think I know why this happens, but 3, 2, 1. If we go off the mark. Oh gosh. I think I know what happens. They're trying to rush too hard to get to the other side because now they know, like, everyone knows they're going. Okay, go, and they leap off, and they do make a very good jump, and they do make it to the other side, but they kind of tumble over their own feet and legs, and they go, and they bonk. They bonk into the rooftop entrance stairs, and you get that cartoonish zoom out of them rolling down the stairs through each floor like
Oh no.
as Cass and TOC just fly overhead, no worries. There are cats yowling, dogs barking. There is a snake loose somewhere in here. There is a horse in here. They're just reading a newspaper though. They're pretty chill. But everyone else is having a time as Eenie Miney and Mo just poof, burst down the front door with a roll and land on their backs, staring up at where Cass and TOC are just flying onwards.
Yeah, I think Cass is gonna hover for a second and like make sure that they're okay and look at TOC and be like, do I need to help them?
Let's just watch for a second. They're durable, and also tune logic. If it's funny, it probably won't hurt. But also these boys.
Yeah.
Speaking of these boys, can hear just like a
For pig's sake, we shouldn't have taken that way. We should have taken the other way.
no, you said to go that way the first time.
We're just doing what you said, Money. Well, I'm telling you to do it different this time.
And you can hear that they're shouting now, so they're probably fine. You can feel no guilt as you continue onwards,
Yep.
if you so wish.
Yeah. As soon as like she's make sure that they're okay, she's like, all right, let's go, and then she's like, just take off.
Cool. I'm gonna do this at disadvantage
God.
now because they are. But before I roll anything, is there anything you guys wanted to do whilst you're up there?
No. Cass is just booking it.
TS is just vibing.
Yeah.
I
Cass
mean,
makes him.
like TC is just like, you go.
I was like, Cass makes a mental note to make TOC a tiny pair of goggles later. For when they
Oh
fly.
my god, they do have their glasses.
It's
But
not the
glasses
same.
Are of course not proper safety gear.
It's the wind can still get in them. It's more for ease. But yeah.
God, teeny little goggles.
Teeny little goggles. Anyway,
Imagining you
continue.
I'm just imagining like Catch the Pigeon goggles. Like, has anyone ever seen that cartoon show? It's like catch the pigeon, catch the pigeon. It might just be me. But
No, yeah.
no, damn it.
I'm looking it up though.
I remember a series of books called "Do Not Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus," but
Yes.
yeah. No, I'm googling it because get to the pigeon.
That's it, Dastardly and Muttley and their flying machines. There it is. But yes, anyway, I was
my
gonna let you
God.
two.
Oh my god!
They can
yeah,
have a little
that's
leather cap
exactly it.
too. Little leather cap too.
Oh
Yes,
my
good.
god!
Anyhow,
All right. Oh, that's
What's
right.
just
We're
reading
doing
that?
something.
yeah, yeah. I didn't know if you guys wanted to do like RP while I'm rolling to see how well these lads are actually getting through everything.
Yeah, no, I think Cass is just focused. Laser focus.
I will say
enough.
there's a segment after this. We don't have to spend too much time here if we don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Well, I'll say you probably get there a decent clip. Gosh, with a 9, how long would it be until Eenie Miney and Mo gets there? How long would you say you wait?
10 minutes? We could go longer, but
It feels like it would be like 20 minutes
15.
at least.
okay, yeah, fair enough.
I feel like
Because Because I feel like flying would actually be quicker, but you have an estimated time of when a land user would get there, and it's 20 minutes after that time that they arrive.
Oh gosh.
God. Eenie Miney and Mo. Let's race! Also them immediately gets lost. Immediately gets lost.
I mean, like 5 minutes into waiting, Cass is like, do I need to go find him? Are they gonna be okay? She's worried now.
TUC is also worried, but they're also like, they are a professional ranger. It's what they do. They might try to recruit you, by the way. I'm not entirely sure to what. They haven't explained it to me, but yeah. But this is what they do for a living.
She looks genuinely interested
They
and curious
continue to
about
worry.
that. Yep.
Gosh, as you guys say that, by the way, where have you guys landed, on a rooftop?
I don't know, where are we going?
TUC would have motioned towards the entrance of a little alleyway on sort of towards the border of Toontown.
Okay. Okay. So if you've landed near the alleyway, or even in the alleyway, I'm not too sure. That'd be up to you. I'm gonna roll something stupid again. For fun. Yeah, no, I thought as much. You're all gonna hear the clunk tunk, clunk tunk, clunk tunk, clunk tunk as something comes towards the alley.
God.
A little nervous, but like,
What's coming down
have they
the alleyway,
arrived?
dude?
I wonder. I guess if Cass and TOC are gonna turn to look, you see a very weird, misshapen figure coming down the alley with a kutunk, kutunk, kutunk. It's very, very tall, and gosh, it seems to have some kind of weird thing about its leg. One leg looks to be like just a stub, and the other leg is long and clawed. And then as you go up, you see that it's covered in slime. It's covered in slime, and one of its heads is very cylindrical, and you hear like an echoey groan, like a coming from it. You see from the middle head. The middle head appears to have been appears to just be a cylinder, and you can't see much of any detail. It's all very smooshed, but you do see there seems to be something sharp pointing out the end towards you. You can't hear anything from that. You just kind of see it seems to be plastic, just kind of rattle as this thing shakes its head rapidly from side to side. And then you look to the right, and that's just a whole that's a that's just a whole ham leg. That's just a ham leg. That's a ham leg as a head. What? What? Why? How? What? It's so weird because you can feel it kind of vibrate, and you can hear like a weird noise as it comes towards you.
Oh my gosh.
TUC is going to get off Cass's shoulder and go to start disentangling their boy? Question mark? Their boys?
Is it your
They're
voice?
pretty sure that's their boys.
Cass, I
Are
think
you
Cass
going to make them roll to recognize them?
Cass at instinct is gonna stop TOC because I don't think she realizes. Be like, what are you doing? It's like taking a step back.
You hear another and a rattle and as this thing with its weird leg comes towards you.
God. Well, they can't really communicate with whatever it is until it can see again. So I think they're going to go. They're going to start with the heads. Actually, no, it might be more prudent to start disentangling their body first.
Okay.
in case they want to be prideful about this.
I mean, their body is it's slime. It just looks like green gunge. You don't know if it's toxic or acidic or anything like that. It could
What?
just be gunge. It could be something worse. You don't know what this thing is or what it. You don't know.
God. They're going to pull out a water skin and hop up on top of the slime. Gross. And
Should you roll me?
start
Gosh, I'm gonna need you to roll something because this is slime, and getting
Athletics?
grip on that is gonna be hard.
I can do an athletics.
Probably athletics.
If you
Oh
wouldn't mind.
no.
Ooh, that's an 8.
So you do like hop onto the side and you get grip for a second, and then it's just like a.
Oh wait, they get advantage of that. Hang on. They get advantage on that because they have wait, hang on. They have advantage on strength checks made to push, pull, lift, or break objects, so no.
Yeah, I'm very
Well, I guess
sorry.
they're
Unless you want to
holding
push,
on.
pull, or break this
Yeah.
thing.
Nope. Man.
Yeah. You just kind of hop
But
onto
yeah, they
its
slip
back.
off. Sorry for interrupting.
It's okay. It's not so much you slip up as you get on their back and it's just slowly. The gunge just slowly falls down and you have a very slow descent to the ground before the wet kind of shot stuck. It just comes unstuck from, like, a part of it comes unstuck from them. And congratulations, you have green slime on your feet.
Cool. They will walk out of the slime. Great.
You have, if you look back, you have green footprints. They're slightly sticky.
This is not the first time that they've become a horrible color because of their these fucking idiots.
Uh, if you don't mind me asking, is that? It just points. Is that? You know. That. Any?
Presumably.
Oh. Well, that explains why they were so
Yeah,
late.
I think they'll probably go and like try to undo one of the heads.
Okay, you've
Probably
got ham heads,
pro-
got the tube, and then you got the bucket.
they'll probably go for the which one is moaning like in Mo's voice?
Yeah, the bucket.
They'll go for the bucket.
Okay, I'm not gonna make you roll for this. You just take the bucket, and Mo's just like, oh, don't listen to Marnie when he wants to go through seas. He's great when it's in the survival in the wilderness, but not through cities. Marnie, we never go through your routes again in the cities. You gotta swear. And you just see the middle just kind of rattle, 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 and then Mo's gonna lean over and just
They'll
dink.
do that one last.
Mo's actually just gonna lean over and clench their beak around the piece of plastic and just it off. And Miney's just gonna.
I thought I'd never have the chance to open my gob again. Perish the thought! Perish the thought!
And like just wheeze silently. Meanwhile, if any of you are gonna look towards the right head, the ham head specifically, Ham's gone. He's just there suddenly. He's just gonna look around. He's just gonna kind of shrug and say, "I don't see what your problem was. I think it was a delightful time." And then you're just gonna hear a, and he just got spit out a bone quickly. He's like, "Excuse me."
TAC looks at them and they go, perhaps we can stop at like a public fountain so that you guys can undo a little bit of that. Do you need help with your foot?
They look down at their foot. There is a bucket on their foot too. They had forgotten about that.
Yeah, that might be an idea actually.
And they're just gonna try to shake off the bucket. I'm gonna. God, I gotta roll. X roll, I think. Let's have a look. I'm very sorry I'm taking this all up with this stupidity. Okay, yes.
Great.
15 shakes a bucket off and it clangs against the alley wall and they just kind of shake the green gunk off of their foot like, hickey. And you can both roll me a dex save if you'd like. Because they're just going to start crouched down, give themselves a little shuffle, and they're going to shake.
Oh no.
17. Oh no.
Cass got a 7. Cass is getting gooed.
Yeah, no, Cass, you get good. Author, TOC avoids any more goo. You still got goo on your feet, but you do avoid getting any more goo. Perhaps you're too small. Perhaps you like crawl underneath the radius of M, so you're like hovering underneath as all the slime goes side to side splatters against the alley walls and the flooring. But this nice little spot underneath them is surprisingly safe. You are safe under this large body. Cass, you are not. Unfortunately, you do not fit under M at this current moment in time, so you get splatted. And Eenie Miney and Mo kind of steed up and just, feels much better. And they look down at Cass. Cass, you have just green slime coating, just coating you in a nice green film.
She's like standing with like her arms and wings out in kind of like, I don't want to touch anything or in myself or just and just kind of weakly smiles up at them. Like, next time, let's not race.
They all deflate at that and says, but the race was fun actually. It was just the directions that were a little bit awful.
My directions were perfect. Your directions are fine when they're in the wilderness. When it comes to urban lifestyle, we don't trust your directions. I think we still made it though, didn't we?
That's true. Maybe the next race we can have can be out in the wild.
That immediately has their attention. Their eyes are narrowed and they are staring you down. And their foot starts to slowly tap, 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 tap on the floor. And start,
yeah, you know what?
that'd be a really interesting time. Less urban escape and more, more wilderness training would always do you good. And they get a very particular look on their face before looking. Actually, I'm going to roll perception. Do they know where TOC went? They do not know where TOC went. They look around. Wait, where's TOC? I don't actually see him anywhere. And they're just kind of looking around, trying to see where is TOC?
Oh my god.
Are they?
They make a little chicken noise right next to them.
They look down and there you are. There you are. Oh, sorry, give me just a moment. I'm very sorry.
I'm fine. As they're looking for TSC, I just want to mention, Cass takes out one of her rags that she usually uses for leather dye and stuff, but she takes out one from her hammer space and starts like wiping off the goop. All in lightheartedness, but like, oh darn. Gonna have to wash my feathers now.
God.
I'm sorry, I have to let my voice out. It is doggy bedtime.
You're good, bud.
I may need to mute at some point again to put my boys away. But
That's
yes.
all right.
Anyway, I'd say enough shenanigans because I've taken up like 15-20 minutes with this. So let's move on to the other segment, I guess.
I think they'll take a quick detour to some place that
Oh no.
And they're gone again. I return, and they must perish and leave, and I feel an
Cool.
unending sadness.
All right, all right. They will a quick detour towards a place um where Cass can clean up because they she wants to be comfortable for this next bit. And
Oh,
they
I swear if you take her to a fountain, she will go full on bird bath.
nice.
It's great.
And then they lead you deeper into the alleyway.
Hmm.
Uh do both of you follow?
Yes. And actually, I think, like, Cass does, like, kind of offhandedly mention, like, oh, this looks a little wee bit like where I found my child.
Hmm.
Holly, leave him. So let me just double check, because Eenie Miney and Mo are going to a new location, and whilst they do trust TOC, it is fucking spooky. They're stealthing with the 23.
Mm. Actually, just out of curiosity, I'm not going to derail with this, but
Oh.
29, they know where they are. Okay. They know where their kids are. Um but
Hide
yeah,
from the
it's they
wreck.
actually um it's actually it turns into like almost a little like walking trail. And the buildings end and you step out into this very early springtime sunlight in like sort of this scrubby sort of like woods area, and they take you down sort of this route ridden path, and they like it's basically, you know, one of those urban little walking trails. Like it's the sort of place where you might, you know, go to ride your bike.
Hmm.
And they follow that for a while. If anyone has something they want to do along this walking area, you have plenty of time to do it. But otherwise, they will lead you to the location that they assume they'd get to much more quickly than they have.
So happens when you
Okay.
have chaos birds.
I give you a hug, too. Um, but yeah, eventually they get to it's interesting because it looks like a big structure coming up, but it's kind of like like it's odd to find that sort of large building. This you know, you're getting pretty deep into into these woods. Um, but as you get closer, you realize that it's not a building per se. It's you know, it's bright and colorful. It's, you know, made of bars, and there's little bits that swing gently in the wind. And you look, and it looks like a big, like adult sized playground. Um, and TOC leads you to the edge of the clearing, and you can see like it's got, you know, it's got like big swings, it's got things to climb on, it's got things to slide down, it's got, you know, those weird like hanging things that you have to like get across really carefully.
Mm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
like whatever you personally want this playground to have, this playground has in a size that in a size that's suitable for both, you know, adults, you guys' size, but also small things and large things. Um, there's a family, there's a very tall figure who sort of uh, they're off in the distance. All you can really make out is sort of this blue shade, and they're corralling two very smaller ones. But you basically have this place to yourselves.
Ah. Well, Cass rolled perception. She only got an 11, but her immediate instinct was to look for places she could perch and just take note of every place she could possibly go up and perch in.
I mean, there is
Um,
so many. There's so many.
And she's overwhelmed, and in the best way, she's just grinning.
I'm gonna roll investigation. Because if this is like a big old playground kind of place, there's one thing Eenie, Miney and Mo will want to do first. With the 19, do they find any swing sets?
There's a long line of swings. There's so many swings.
Cool. Okay. Okay, I know what they're going to be doing today then. Okay, so I don't know how much attention these two will be paying, but yeah, I don't. You guys do your thing, and I will do my thing. Yeah.
I will say
you guys.
TUC is like settling on the grass nearby and just keeping an eye out. Like it's
Okay.
basically they have they have followed the basic play date formula of, you get to know each other, you have a good nice snack, and then you go do something, fun.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're doing the parent thing where they're sitting on the bench and making sure no one dies.
So fun thing about that. Eenie, Miney and Mo have stopped near the swing sets, have kind of looked around, estimated the length it seems, kind of peering around, going, nodding their heads together, and you see two Eenie and Mo duck into the roughs, pull out a length of rope, and also what seems to be a few writing utensils and like hammers and stuff, and then you see one of them. I'm gonna roll another one for this actually. You see one of them pull out a piece of wood, like a long stake from their hammer space, and they just pop that into the ground, and then start hammering that in. And they take the rope and they tie it around the top of that, like just a simple knot, and then they take one length of the rope and they start to walk it around all of the swing sets. They seem to just walk the length of the swing set and they loop around and back around to where the post is. Tie it up to the post and they hammer it again, like just to make sure it's in firmly, securely. Nod. Then they you see them like get their piece of paper and thing out, and I'm gonna roll a sleight of hand because birds trying to write is a fun thing for them to try and do.
Oh.
Right. Cool. Very neatly. They write something on a piece of paper. They take out a nail, donk it into the piece of wood, look down, nod very proudly, turn around and head off towards Cass. Whatever she did.
Oh my god. Can TAC go over and look at the piece of paper?
Absolutely.
What does it say?
You go over and you read the piece of paper and you say, it says a warning, suspected haunted swings. No adults may sit upon these swings, may cause severe injury or death. Children, however, feel free. Enjoy.
Oh.
For some of
I'm
you that
going
may
to
not get
just for fun, I don't want to take this, like, have this be too much of a thing, but I'm going to say that like, out of the corner of your eye, Eenie, Miney and Mo, you see a very, 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 very tall blue figure come up beside TAC, bend down to look at the sign, look at TAC like, what the fuck? TAC shrugs back, and they go, okay, I guess I didn't need to swing. And then
God.
never mind all that though.
I
No,
love them.
never mind all that jazz.
Mhm.
They've done their job. They've seen the tall figure turn away. They look like an adult. They nod to themselves. They've done a damn good job, lads. They've done a damn good job. They've done good work today, and they deserve their break. Um,
Can you roll a perception?
okay, yeah, sure. Also, I'm very sorry I keep like railroading shit. I'm just get like excited and
It's
like,
so
oh,
good though. It's all delightful.
Mm,
okay, that's a 13 perception.
mm. Uh, I'm going to say that if they notice, it won't be for a while that the large figure has uh they sort of hop up and like um sit on the pole that goes across all of the swing sets. And they let themselves fall back and they sort of like just swing back and forth from their knees. And they seem to be having fun doing that.
Eenie Money will kind of squint, but then they just turn away because technically it's not the swings that should be fine. Probably. I mean, it's the swings that are wanted, not the action of swinging. Gosh, you've placed a doubt in their head now. They're like, wait, what if it wasn't the actual swings, but the action of swinging? Could you just sit on the swing and it wouldn't do anything? Oh gosh, hang on a second. They're gonna have to revisit a park in Billstown real soon. But
Uh, when they if they look closer though, I'll say this, it takes them until the figure like gets off satisfied to notice that half their skull is missing. And then they walk back over to the two little ones that they were talking to, or that they were minding earlier.
okay.
Anyways, that's been our cameo for a while.
It's
Thank you
good.
for your patience so much, Chloe.
No, it's good. It's good. I love it.
Chloe.
Cameo's
Come back to
beloved.
class. Beautiful. Cameo beloved.
Yeah. Cass. Cass is like doesn't even know where to start. So when they were walking, she's had her wings back wrapped up again like normal. But she's like she's itching to take them out again because like, oh, I want to go do everything. And I think, yeah, as soon as like Eenie Miney and Mo come over, she looks to them and like is just excited, like kind of like that vibrating excitement of like, I can't stay still any longer. I need to go run around and jump on all these things.
Eenie Money Mo look over and they nod and they see, yes, kid, we understand. And they just kind of shuffle over. They're not touching you, but they're like to the side of you and they just kind of tilt their heads. So, you seem very eager to do pretty much everything, so, don't see what exactly is catching your eye at first. You know, yeah, what's really catching
She
your attention?
um she like looks toward them and just, I mean, besides like everything, I mean, probably the pressures. Oh, there's so much to fly up to. That's nice, but look at that slide. And she's gonna point at a large slide. And yeah.
Gonna nod. And they're gonna look to her and say, well, go on then if you want to go up there. Although, we do have to ask, are you one of those people that climbs up and then slides down, or are you one of those people that climbs up and climbs up?
Oh, well, I'm one of those people who flies up and slides down. And she's just without hesitation gonna like unwrap her wings and fly up to that fly up toward the top of the slide.
Oh, come on, that's cheating.
Come on, yeah, you gotta at least like climb the slide. Look,
Oh,
we'll
come
show
on.
you.
She doesn't even, she like pauses in mid-air. She's like, oh, come on, aren't you gonna try and race me again?
They look up at you and they smirk. And they kind of wiggle themselves a little down on their haunches, knees bend, and then they as they I've rolled athletics for 19. They dart up the metal slide.
Oh my gosh.
Dong 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 as they go. And they're just sort of cackling on their way as they climb up.
That's more like it. She's gonna try to follow them.
It's a following game now? Okay. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna roll stealth.
Oh.
It's try and ditch you. And
How
that's
the
an
tables
18.
have turned. The turntables.
Yes. Actually, I'm gonna roll disadvantage because they are right there.
Woo!
It's
Still an
18.
18.
I mean, you can roll a perception if you want to try and find them.
Yeah.
QC has just casually, because they're the adult right now.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this one, please let me see what I just rolled.
17.
I apologize.
17. Good.
17.
That's you.
They're keeping an eye out.
It's fine. It's probably fine. Cass, you. Cass, you definitely see that Eenie, Miney and Mo. Welcome back, author.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cass got a 20, so dirty 20.
Yes. So you can keep your eye on these three very well, no matter how well they try to backtrack, backslide, wriggle around corners or slip into strange innocuous spaces. You don't think a bird their size should be able to fit in, but they just seem to be able to. Yeah, you follow on them real tight, and you they can't seem to shake you, and they're just like, They're gonna look back and they're just gonna go, all right, okay, fine. You got a keen eye. That's pretty good. It's very good in the field to have an eye about everything, especially if you're high up. That's a very good trait to have, you know. And gonna smirk and look over towards where a bunch of seemingly stable objects are all kind of placed near together, like a jungle gym, but huge and disconnected. And they're like, okay, so you can. Sure, you can, you know. Sure, you can fly, all right, but you know, it's gonna take a lot of control and precision to be able to sidle through these. And they're gonna head towards like a load of long poles that are kind of just sticking up out of the ground. They're gonna roll acrobatics. Right, they got an 18. And they kind of tung 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 as they bounce like foot to foot to foot to foot to foot off between these poles, kind of like bamboo poles, but they're made of metal. I guess Chloe, what would you like to roll to make your way through this?
Oh boy. Are the poles like? Yeah, I'm probably gonna do an acrobatics. I think she's gonna. They're probably a good meter apart at least. Yes.
There's enough. Depending on what you roll, there's going to be enough room for you to like fly through
them.
these.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
That's what she's gonna try to
That
do.
was the intent.
All right.
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon style. Okay.
That's a 20.
That's a 20. Yeah, I think she hesitates a little because, like, oof, that's some precision flying. But she's too excited and she's already committed. And so she starts, like, she's, like, full on tilting, like, you know, sideways, weaving through these poles. And she manages to do it without touching any. I think her wingtips probably brush a couple times, but she gets through them. And she's honestly surprised at herself. And I think when she comes out of it, she like comes to a halt and turns around and like looks at them and just kind of has this grin like, wow, I did that.
You're gonna feel a weight on the top of your head, on each of your shoulders, and you're gonna hear like a mad cackling coming from all sides. You're like, yeah, we saw you go through that, mate. They was pretty fantastic. The way you sidled through those poles, oh, that was marvelous. Absolutely excellent. You've got that agility in you. You've got that reflex, resharp action. Fantastic. And they just kind of pop off, spin around, and
Uh,
I think they're probably gonna look for TOC now.
before they jump off, while they're on there like talking to her, she does this like little giggly chirp thing that she does when she's really happy, just like a
Chirp. Fun things I do with my bird characters. Yep. You chirp and the pause, and you just hear a noise come from all three of them simultaneously. Before they stop and just lean back and shake their head and like, right, you know what, enough of that. TOC, where you at? And they just turn around the hill and look for TOC.
TUC has definitely been paying attention and is definitely like, I think that from like even far away you can like you hear that same familiar laugh that they accidentally burst your eardrums with earlier. Funny how they can only make that sound though. Anyways,
hmm.
but yeah, they're just sunning themselves in the sun. They look like their head is sort of like reclining back on their body. Like they are the very picture of a happy chicken in the sunlight.
Wonderful. Um, I'm gonna roll one of these because I haven't rolled one of these before. It'd help if I actually rolled something after.
Yeah.
That would help a bit actually.
Oh no.
Oh, well,
Mm.
well, okay, fine. This is how they're gonna be. Um, gosh, why are you doing this, lads? You see TOC having a nice, wonderful sun-filled day, and they decide to make that slightly less sunny.
Oh no.
So, I don't think this is a disadvantage because again they were calling out to TOC, so they would probably know that they were coming.
Also, TOC has been
Yeah.
literally doing nothing but watching them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a 14. So TOC, you do probably definitely hear them trying to be quiet, but coming up behind you again.
Mm. They just sort of tilt their head upside down and they they hold up their sign that says "Don't try."
You see very put out expressions appear on their faces, and they just thump to the ground behind you, for looking over to see where Cass is.
Cass um Cass was like still giddy about having such a fun time, and then she decided to bolt over, and she comes up right after this, and is just ecstatic and like kind of like leans over, kind of crouching like to his TOC with this grin. She's like, "Did you see that? Did you see what I did on the back? Did you see? I flew through him. It was crazy."
It was wonderful. I saw every minute of it. You were fantastic.
I think it's so fun. I didn't know this was here.
I don't think a lot of people do. I found it looking for something else. But I thought of both of you, frankly. Could either of you roll insight on TOC?
Yes, sirree.
Certainly
That is
try.
a 9. Can I get advantage?
You do have advantage. Both of you have advantage.
Okay. Okay, 17. Okay. Whew.
I'll take it the 21, please.
Okay. 17 and 21. With a 17, you can they are so satisfied with how today has gone. They're so pleased. Both of you have they're so proud of both of you. It's just God, they love you so much. They love both of you so much. It With a 21, you also get maybe a little bit of sadness for something or other. But that's not important right now. They're not thinking about the kids that they don't have with them. They are thinking of the kids that they do.
Hmm.
And they're just yeah, they're they're very much enjoying both of you coming up to them and chattering at them about how things have gone.
Hmm. Hmm. Um. Gosh. I mean, I think unless you guys have actual things you want to do, Cass is just gonna kind of sit down next to TOC and just start talking to to all of them uh, about the things that they did and the things that they played around on, and oh, do you remember that, and just recounting the fun times that they've had today, sort of thing.
Mm. Do you got anything?
I mean, Eenie Money Mo are just gonna be kind of talking to themselves and then occasionally talking to Cass again, probably poking and prodding at her, poking and prodding at her leather work and stuff, and nice stitching. And I won't make you roll insight. They do on occasion glance briefly at her wings before looking away, very swiftly, and just yeah, they're just they're basically going on about how they'll make a ranger out of you yet, that you got good decks and you've got good decks and flight ability, but imagine what you'd be like if you could wield a bow when you fly, or if you could use a sword, or if you could use something even cooler like that. You could be you could be an amazing adventurer if you felt like that was something you wanted to do, or if not, if you do want to stick with your leathers and needlework, and they just that you could be an asset to anywhere you go with works like that. In fact, they probably reach into the hammer space, and oh, they fumble. Yeah, they fumble. Yeah, they fumble. Uh-huh. Thank you, lads. Give me a moment, I have to get the fumble chart out, because I never get a fumble chart out for M, because I like to live dangerously.
Gently pet you.
Yeah, give me a moment. While that's loading, I'm just gonna roll again to see if they get the thing they want. Oh! Oh!
Oh boy.
Oh!
Oh no.
So, is a 4, 13, and 18 on the fumble. So I'm going to have all three of them do this at once then. All three of their heads go into their ruffs around the necks. 4, 13, and 18. Let's have a look. Let me wait for everything to load. Right, so Eenie pulls out what looks like a broken disc of some sort. It's weird and metallically shiny. And there's a little label on it that says TM26. And then
Oh my god.
and then Miney pulls out a poster of a very big bee, which not only has like a stinger on the end of its body, but it's got two stingers for hands, and it's very aggressive looking. But it's striking a very cool hero pose, and underneath in a very cursive font it says, "Be bold, be brave, be UNTD dot." Um, and then, oh boy, oh, that's what 18 is. And then Mo pulls out a tiny box. It's like a little jewelry box. And everyone just kind of turns towards Mo. And Mo slowly peeks his head back into the rough and pots the thing down. And they all slowly turn back into their roughs and pop the things back before they all come back out. Miney last and present Cass with the little object for her to take.
Oh,
Yeah, they just kind of gesture. It's like, go on, just it's just in case you had an interest in, well, either adventuring or providing adventurers with any sort of goods or services. We can point them your way, kind of thing, and it'll be a sign that that you're one of our trusteds. That is to say.
she gingerly takes it and looks at it, and she's like, I'm honored. I love to.
Cool.
What is she looking at?
You pick it up. It's kind of like a badge or a pin. You would say it's more like a badge than a pin, but it seems like it can be used as either. There are two very clearly, like this is clearly a homemade badge. There are two white wings like coming out of the sides of this shield-shaped badge. In the middle is a large R in a circle, which is then bordered by the shield's edge. And they've given you their Rescue Ranger badge. Congrats.
Oh,
Welcome to the guild.
yay! Initiation.
Ta-da.
She. I think she puts it on. Can it be put on? Is it like a badge like
Yeah.
that?
So it's a badge where you can have those slide and hook ones, or it's what there is actually one with a pinch pin as well. So you can stick the pin in and you can put the pinch part behind it so it will stay on. Yeah.
Yeah, she puts it on her vest and looks very proud. She's like, I think that's a
Eenie,
right
Miney, and
good
Mo also
fit.
look. Eenie, Miney, and Mo also look very proud. They're puffing up their chest and just nodding, just being like, yes, yes, that's
Thank you.
very good. Yes, excellent, excellent, excellent.
Yes, yes, yes.
But yeah, and then they kind of they just look very proud that you're very proud, and they turn back towards TOC and they're just gonna ask. So we know you called us out to befriend her here, and I feel like that's a mission successful on our part. But we do have a question as to why exactly you called us to do this and not someone else.
They kind of look at them kind of strangely, and they go, "Well, I felt they like they twiddle the pen in their wing fingers things. Don't worry about it. For a second, and they go, "No, she should meet the family sooner than later."
Give me a second. Okay. Eenie, Miney, and Mo just kind of blink and lean back a little and bow their heads and then just kind of nod to themselves before looking away. And they just start talking back to Cass again. Yeah, yeah, that's all good. That's all good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not too sure to take it from here.
Mm-hmm. Oh no! Author!
Author has died.
Author has died
How
yet
do we take it from
again.
here if we murder author?
I think that's fine.
Mm-hmm. I think that's good. I think. Hmm. Eh, no, I'll save it for another time. I have a better idea. Never mind. I think that's good.
I
Hmm.
thank you all so much for listening, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, this was lovely. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for organising this. I'm sorry if I
Uh,
was like a little bit quiet, but yes, thank you so much for setting this up with us, author. This was a delight,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very glad I got to meet Cass.
And I'm so
Now,
glad that I got to meet Eenie Miney and Mo. They're so good, and you play them so well. It's ridiculous.
thank you. Expect me to grab you both in the future for shit because I want to
Yes.
both of you a lot. But
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
hold,
I
yeah.
have
Okay.
I apologize. I have a very quick
No, no,
epilogue
go ahead.
Please.
before we sign off for sure.
Yeah.
Um so I think that the last scene is the playground in the swing set after dark. No one's here. Um and the swings are still, wrapped up as they have been. Um and then they start to shake and shudder. And with like this rattle of chains, they the bindings burst apart and go scattering. Um and all the swings return to, just swinging freely. And the last thing we see is um like light, very translucent figures beginning to flicker into view as the swings swing back and forth in the wind.
The swings are fucking haunted then.
I
All
wanted to make the
right.
dream come true, too.
Oh boy.
I
Okay.
I can't believe I
I'm gonna
nearly
have to.
forgot, but yeah.
Man. Man. Okay. 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 Okay.
Those
This is
swings be
fine.
haunted.
Those swings are so haunted. They're so glad they put up that sign, but they don't know it, and it's fine. Um. But yeah, that was very, very good, both of you. Thank you so
That's
much
good.
for playing with me, both of you.
Thank you. And thank you to all of our
Yay.
listeners.
Yes, thank you for everyone listening, both now and in the future. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful little escapade with two very wonderful people and myself. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of whatever time you have listening to this or doing whatever else you want to do.
Mm-hmm. All right. Goodbye.
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 Bye.